Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Kentucky State Police are investigating the death of a 2-year-old that was found at a home in Corbin. That was after they were reported missing. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds has the latest.
Corbin firefighters say they always dread being called to a missing kids case.
It's just hard for us, it's hard for the family, it's hard for everybody involved.
But some days, like Thursday, are worse than others.
Because no one wants to see a child hurt or injured or anything like that. So it's just a somber night around here.
When first responders were called to a home on Leona Wyatt Road Thursday afternoon, they had high hopes they could find the missing child.
Deputies with the Whitley County Sheriff's Department and PD units with Corbin Police Department arrived on scene to the missing child complaint, and that's when they located a small child.
Kentucky State Police say those hopes were crushed when the 2-year-old was transported and pronounced dead at Baptist Health Hospital in Corbin. Now they can only try their best to determine exactly what happened as the investigation mounts into what led to the death of the toddler.
That's human nature, is you're going to put yourself in their shoes. You're going to imagine what life would be like if that was you and your child. And that helps us do our job as well as we do, is to put ourselves in those positions and realize that what would we want, would that be us?
The cause of death and circumstances has not yet been released. In Corbin, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
State Police say an autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. We will update you as we learn more on WYMT.com. Now on to another developing story out of Jackson County. That's where Kentucky State Police are investigating a deadly officer-involved shooting. It happened in McKee. Now, no officers were hurt, but we are told David Willoughby was shot and killed by police after he tried hitting an officer with his vehicle. Now, this all started earlier in the day in Montgomery County when Willoughby was named as a suspect in a murder in the community of Jeffersonville. There was a pursuit involving Willoughby through several counties before it ended in Jackson County. We hope to have more on this tomorrow on Mountain News This Morning. A community in central Kentucky is in disbelief after a deadly gas pipeline explosion. It happened around 1:30 this morning in the Moreland community of Lincoln County. At least 5 homes were destroyed. This is video showing the aftermath. Garrett Weimer brings us the latest from the scene.
This church has seen family after family come through these doors here. They've shared food, water, and clothes with many who may have no home to go back to. And many folks I talk to here have the same question. What now? In the evening, we got our first look on the ground since the explosion. There's little left except devastation, scorched dirt and melted pavement, and despair. Norma Campbell's one of the lucky ones, but she knows many aren't.
I mean, you imagine going to your house and there's nothing there, not even the structure, nothing. And these people, and they're just grateful to be alive.
Neighbors here had the chance to ask questions at a meeting with the Red Cross, officials from Enbridge, the company that runs the pipeline, and county leaders.
We are confident that it is safe now, or we would not release to go back in there.
Emergency management officials say they've already started assessing the situation, and they'll be back out in the neighborhood in the morning as they try to put a dollar amount on the damage. Meanwhile, federal investigators and Enbridge engineers are looking into why this happened. It's all been hard for this community, shaken to its core.
As far as telling other people what to do, thank God they're still living. Thank God you weren't in it, and do whatever you can to help your neighbor.
And with 2 other gas lines in the area, even those who have homes to go back to say they're worried about what could happen next. Going forward, officials ask any donations to help families here be taken to the Helping Hands Family Resource Center at Houstonville Elementary School. In Lincoln County, Garrett Weimer, WYMT Mountain News.
One of the amazing stories coming out of this pipeline explosion is the story of a Lincoln County deputy. He saw people trying to escape their home, and that's when he decided to step in. He ended up pulling 2 elderly people away from a burning home and brought them to safety.
Overall, not a bad start to the first full day of August. Some of us dealt with those scattered showers and storms. Others did not. As we look up at Interstate 64 into Morehead, you'll notice those mostly sunny skies, the sun setting, and overall just those drier conditions throughout the day. So satellite and radar, there's those isolated chances mainly remaining down to the south. You can see the Cumberland Valley has seen a few of those pop-up showers and storms throughout the evening. Seeing a little bit of ground clutter there from the radar. We're still hanging on to that stray shower in parts of Wayne County, moving a little bit into Pulaski County. Looks like we're seeing a stray shower in parts of northern Whitley County as well. Overall, most of us on that drier side, you'll notice temperatures into about those low to mid 70s, so not too bad out there. Definitely a little bit on that muggy side this evening. We'll hang on to those isolated chances as we head into tomorrow. Overall, looking like a pretty nice weekend ahead, and first day of school's right around the corner. What does that next week's forecast look like? I'll have a look at that coming up in just a few short minutes. Steve.
All right, thank you, Paige. There are concerns tonight about used needles and drug paraphernalia being found at a city park. Last night, as Paintsville City Police began their nightly patrol, they came across Christopher Hall at the park beside the city pool. Officials say Hall seemed to be under the influence and they arrested him.
The male appeared to be under influence. After giving field sobriety test, they concluded that they got all clues that he was impaired. After placing him under arrest, they located approximately 3.5 grams of methamphetamine.
Officials say to contact your local police department if you find any needles or drugs lying on the ground. A new type of technology is being introduced in several schools in Perry County. It is telemedicine, which allows students to be treated by a provider at school. The equipment has the ability to check students' lungs, heart, throat, and ears, just as if you were going to a clinic. One Perry County school nurse says this opens up healthcare options to students that might not have been available before.
A lot of our students in the Perry County school system have trouble with transportation, and so I think it's just going to be a great way for them to access health care.
Prescriptions can be written through the new telemedicine technology, and it will be implemented in 6 Perry County schools. Day 4 on the railroad tracks is winding down. The Black Jewel miners are continuing to fight for their pay, but with the CSX train engines gone, they have set their eyes on a court hearing on Monday. And as the time ticks by, the start of school and the costs associated with it get closer. New at 11, WYMT's Emily Bennett is back in Harlan County talking to the miners' families about what they need.
The start of school is fast approaching.
It's been rough. I mean, we've been having, there's been a few giveaways, back to school bashes, things like that. That's about the only way we've been able to do it.
Nancy Harris is the wife of a miner, and they have 6 kids.
There's been people to help, but without the income coming in, can't continue to help, ask people for help. So we've been getting out trying to do odd jobs. It's a struggle.
They've been forced to rely on the generosity of others.
One woman that reached out to us and sent us a $200 gift card to help with that.
Harlan County schools are buying supplies for everyone in their schools, but Harris lives in Perry County, and she says they have not helped.
I've got 2 in high school, and they've not done nothing. So I have to make sure we buy everything that they need.
Debbie Burton Sexton is a volunteer with the Go H2O program in Harlan County. When she arrived at the tracks, she started organizing the donations, making sure nothing goes to waste.
We would ask every family that was here how many children they have, and we would try to put a bag of school supplies together for them.
She has organized the food, as well as making sure the miners take food home with them.
They're very proud, and so no one would take anything. They're really not even eating all of it, and so we've been encouraging them, having them come over and eat, and they're doing that now.
She says miners are proud. It's their way of life.
They don't want to take advantage of anyone, but they don't want to be taken advantage of either.
All this after Black Jewel took advantage of them. In Harlan County, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
The donations continue to flow in. Yesterday, with Love from Harlem, was given more than $7,000 worth of Food City gift certificates by South Yadkin Baptist Association in North Carolina. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers hosted a flood risk management tabletop workshop today at the University of Pikeville. Local first responders gathered to discuss potential flooding scenarios and ways the county would respond. Pike County Emergency Management Director Doug Tackett says the exercise is a great way to prepare for the worst while learning the outreach opportunities that are available to the county.
It's very educational for a lot of people. You get to learn the resources available from other agencies. You get to know what other roles are other than what you play all the time.
Tackett says the county takes part in 4 of these types of trainings every year. Today, Appalachian Regional Healthcare announced the purchase of Highlands Regional Medical Center. This expands ARH to 13 different healthcare centers across the region. The new name for the center is Highlands ARH Regional Medical Center. And other than that, those in charge say not much will change. However, they say there will be more options for patient care. Officials say it is a way to bring together 2 entities that have spent years working for the same cause.
They have a great vision, they have a great team, and what we want to do is support it and grow it.
Included in the purchase are all of Highlands associated clinics in Floyd, Magoffin, and Johnson counties. Coming up later at 11, missile tests by North Korea are putting some on edge. And Lowe's says it plans to lay off thousands of workers. We'll tell you about who they...
And those isolated rain chances continue into your Friday, but what does the weekend look like? I'll look at that full forecast coming up.